as he really is. Now after 6 days, Jesus took Peter, James, and John, his brother, led them up on a high mountain by themselves, and he was transfigured before them. His face shone like the sun, and his clothes became white as the light. And behold, Moses and Elijah appeared to them, talking with him. Matthew 17, first 3 verses. Jesus makes a cryptic statement in the 16th chapter of Matthew, which has baffled countless readers of the modern era. Assuredly, I say to you, there are some standing here who shall not taste death till they see the Son of Man coming in his glory. How could this be true? The disciples have been dead for nearly 2 millennia, and Jesus still has not come. The problem disappears when you remember that chapter and verse divisions were not added to the biblical text until the late Middle Ages. The close of chapter 16, in other words, is an artificial distinction, and the reader was meant to continue reading into the next chapter, where the story is completed. At the Transfiguration on the Mount, some of the disciples did indeed catch a glimpse of Christ's return. Peter, James, and John saw Jesus transfigured into his glorious appearance, accompanied by the resurrected Moses and the translated Elijah. Moses saw death, was resurrected. Elijah was caught up in a chariot and then ascended, having never died. It is the second time that a voice from heaven claimed Jesus as God's Son. This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear him. The incarnate Jesus was so ordinary, so much like us, that it must have been easy to forget that he was the one who created us in the first place. Jesus' opponents certainly did not appreciate his uniqueness by looking at his physical appearance. But when divinity flashed through Jesus' humanity, it was as if the lights had suddenly been turned on, and the fallen state of our world became all too obvious. God's presence promptly made us aware of how decrepit the fallen race had become. Jesus' appearance was so intense that the disciples were paralyzed by fear, and Jesus had to reassure them, "Arise and do not be afraid." The moment will soon be here when the world will see the Son of God as he really is. There's going to be 2 reactions. Some will want to hide themselves and will make a vain attempt to do so. Others will celebrate that Jesus has returned. Our task today is to reveal Jesus to the world so that when he finally breaks through the eastern sky, it will be a moment marked with recognition and joy, not fear.